Domestic tourism can be described as tourism involving residents of one country traveling within their own country. It does not involve the crossing of international borders at entry points. As early recorded, history provides a glimpse into ancient tourism activities. Domestic tourism is in fact the first form of tourism practice. Domestic tourists represent three main characteristics. They know, they are near, and they do not pay a lot for transport. There are generally families, seniors, or disabled persons with different demands profile. It has been a well-established practice happening in every country or region in the world. A strong relationship among tourism and visiting friends and relatives and religious pilgrimage has been found in countries with a long history of domestic tourism. In contrast, mass domestic tourism has only recently emerged due to increased disposable income, introduction of labor rights associated with leisure and vacations, governmental policy about the deregulation of internal movement, and so on. Tourism is essentially an activity engaged by human beings. The minimum necessary features that need to exist for it to be said to have occurred include the act of travel from one place to another, a particular set of motives for engaging in that travel, and the engagement in activities at the destination. According to the World Tourism Organization, domestic tourism comprises the activities of a resident visitor within the country of reference, either as a part of domestic tourism trip or part of an outbound tourism trip, and a domestic tourist is any person residing in a country who travels to a place within the country outside his or her usual environment for a period not exceeding 12 months and whose main purpose of visit is, other than the exercise of an activity, remunerated from within the place visited. Domestic tourism generally makes up the vast majority of flows, even though it is more difficult to track of this type than those of international tourism, which requires the crossing of the international border. For this reason, domestic tourism throughout the world is a predominant yet invisible portion of economic activities known as the tourism industries. Hence, the domestic overnight leisure tourism market is a key segment in many countries. Compared to international tourists, domestic tourists are more knowledgeable about the destination, its culture and custom, its language and food, and other general features, so they are more demanding for the quality of products and services. In addition, domestic destinations are nearer, land transportation is more frequently used, and the cost of trip is lower than international destinations. These characteristics result in some commonalities of domestic travel behavior, including more frequent visits, longer stay, and more repeat visits, notably with family members.